Well, the FSC ING Direct Your Super Future report showed once again, and this is our third report, that an overwhelming number of Australians, 88% of Australians, support superannuation, support our system. So that's great news. But 80% of people in this survey feel that 9.5% is not enough. They actually would like to get that number to 12% sooner rather than later, because a lot of people feel that they just don't have enough funds to retire on adequately. A number of key takeouts. Overwhelmingly, 88% of Australians support superannuation. That's good news. Another key takeout is that people don't think 9.5% superannuation guarantee is enough. They would like to get that to 12% sooner rather than later. Another key takeout is that people want more flexibility in our system. Superannuation in Australia is now 23 years old. It's a good system, but it could be so much better. People like women, for example, who take time out of the workforce to care for children, and they may take time out of the workforce to care for elderly relatives, have broken patterns of employment. Women get to a certain age and they think, I want to put more into super, I haven't got enough, but unfortunately our system means that we can't be flexible. People are saying in this survey, we want more flexibility. From the moment we get our first pay slip, 9.5% of our salary gets locked away in savings for 40 years. This constitutes a very large chunk of asset by the time we retire. In fact, superannuation is the second largest assets that Australians will ever have after their houses. So Australians really should be more engaged. Baby boomers are definitely engaged. They're the ones who are closest to retirement, so they're looking at their super balances, they're looking at if they've got enough, they're looking at the returns, they're looking at fees. But we're really saying that all Australians should be engaged and should really be very aware of superannuation from the moment they pick up and they get their first pay slip. And I actually think it's incumbent upon all of us, especially those of us with children who are just going into the workforce or who are going into university, to talk about super. We really should be saying, look at your super, it's a large chunk of your salary, it will make a big difference to you in retirement. Start thinking about investment, start thinking about which super funds are best for you, start thinking about the choices that you can make in determining your retirement, even if you're only around 20 years of age. Australians are living longer. We actually have to keep working for longer because we don't have enough funds in our retirement savings, in our superannuation funds. So I think that the workplace and employers really need to think about flexibility and how they can encourage and keep older workers working for longer. Baby boomers comprise about 46%. That's a big percentage of the workforce that are about to retire. Interestingly, all of those Gen Xers, who are the young things, are turning 50 this year, so they'll be looking also at their retirement savings and adequacy of superannuation. So we are starting to see a bubble of people coming towards retirement. It's really important that we start looking at the structures of our super system and making sure that it will cater adequately for the workers of the future.